A week before the treaty that ended the Mexican-American War was signed, gold was discovered at a sawmill in Coloma, California. John Sutter, a Sacramento pioneer, wanted to sell his land and lumber. During construction of a sawmill, one of his workers, James Marshall, found gold in the trail race of the mill. After Sutter tested the metal, he wanted to keep the discovery a secret because he feared his plans for an agricultural community would be threatened by a mass search for gold. News spread through the papers on both coasts, and on December 5, 1848, President James Polk announced the discovery in an address to Congress. Thousands of immigrants from around the world migrated to the gold country of California. Before this migration, there were less than 3,000 settlers in California. More than 300,000 people moved to the state during the gold rush. Most people from the East Coast came to California by wagon, cattle, or donkey along the California Trail. Others came by ship and sailed around the tip of South America or through Panama. To keep up with the demand for supplies and goods of the new people, hundreds of ships from all over the world came to San Francisco. The population of San Francisco grew from 200 in 1846 to 36,000 residents by 1852. Large numbers of immigrants came from Chile, Peru, China, Australia, and the Hawaiian Islands.
After 1850, most of the gold was collected from the areas that were easily accessible. Miners began to drive out the Native Americans from their land to extract gold. The natives responded by attacking the mines. The miners counterattacked native villages and often slaughtered them. After certain areas were abandoned when the gold was exhausted, these settlements were called ghost towns. The vast majority of 49ers were men, many of whom came from the fringes of society. Rough and uncivilized conditions in California led to an increase in violence and crime. The lack of women led to rampant prostitution and a shockingly high rate of rape among Indian women. The government created law enforcement to protect the lives of the new settlers. As settlements developed, roads, schools, and churches were built. By the end of the gold rush, an estimated $2 billion worth of gold was collected, which was more than America spent in the Mexican-American War. During this time, prices, property values, and wealth increased. Merchants made more money than the miners did, with a large demand of goods from a large population. The world economy also benefited from the gold rush. Farmers in Chile, Australia, and Hawaii traded their food to the new settlers. Manufactured goods from Britain and clothing from China found their way to the new market in California. Australian prospector Edward Hargreaves noticed a similarity in the geography of California to his home, which led to the gold rush in Australia. The increase in gold eliminated the need for silver money in America. The gold rush in California led to the largest migration in U.S. history, and today California is the most populated state in the U.S.